Imagine someone had warned you beforehand: if you decide to shine, you will make others uncomfortable. If you are excessively kind, you will attract emotional parasites. If you are transparent in a world of masks, you will bleed. And yet, you insist because you believe that authenticity is rewarded, that good attracts good. Being unfiltered opens doors until the blow comes: the friend who betrays you, the partner who exploits your devotion, the boss who squeezes you dry and replaces you as if you were disposable. It was not because you were good, it was because you lacked strategy. Machiavelli warned of this centuries ago. In a world full of cunning individuals, boundless kindness turns the naive into prey. This is not an ode to cynicism, it is a war manual for noble souls tired of being used. It's not about extinguishing your light, but about surrounding it with a wall. If you don't confront the darkness head-on, you will never learn to use it to your advantage. Observe with coldness: every person comes with a hidden hunger, not always for money, sometimes for validation, companionship, status, the feeling of control they experience when they know you'll always be there. You provided them with that drug: attention, time, listening, empathy, infinite availability. The day you stop providing, they get angry, not because you're hurting them, but because you're taking away a privilege. Human nature adapts where there is no resistance, takes advantage where there are no limits. A comment can devastate you, a criticism can silence you, the system has you under control. The antidote is a calm presence, responding without getting lost, observing without despair, waiting without pleading, deciding from serenity. This is not learned through motivational phrases, it is trained like a sword. Presence is not volume, it's density, it's entering a place and changing the climate without speaking. The weak avoid conflict, the relentless order it, the weak seek to be understood. The relentless is impossible to ignore. You are not here to be understood, you are here to leave a mark that doesn't require explanation. Respect is not asked for, it's provoked, and those who don't want to recognize it will have to learn to live without you. Empires that changed history didn't wait for recognition, they acted without permission. The difference between existing and occupying your place, between living and claiming your space, is decided in seconds of silent courage. If you show yourself without armor in the game of power, you'll be devoured. If you apologize for feeling and giving, you'll be used. Respect is not born from your sweetness, it's born from the limit you project. That limit is lit the day you stop seeking approval to act, when you renounce tolerating disloyalties to not be alone, when your presence stops being free and starts being earned. Your enemies are already studying your reactions. They note how contempt hurts you, how much pressure you need to yield, how easy it is to buy you with a lake. Every time you smile where you should retreat, you lose ground. Every time you accept the unacceptable, you rewrite your price downwards. In the chess game of power, every silence is a move, every gesture is a play. If you don't mark your territory, feel mark it for you. If you don't decide your price, feel put a tag on you. If you don't frame your narrative, others will write your story. When you decide to become unperturbed, everything changes. They no longer try to manipulate you, they measure you. They no longer laugh at you, they study you. They no longer use you, they walk with caution. He who doesn't fear losing can't be dominated. He who doesn't need to be loved can't be conditioned. There will be a break, or you'll back down forever, or you'll rebuild yourself with fire in your eyes. If you're here, you already know the first option. You gave everything and they took it as nothing. You were there for everyone and they left you alone. You spoke with your soul and they responded with silence. What hurt them most wasn't what they did to you, but what you allowed. Enough. Machiavelli didn't write to destroy, he wrote to awaken those who didn't know how to defend themselves. If you don't put a limit, you become a path. If you don't choose when to give, you'll live as a slave to your virtues. True peace is not the absence of problems, it's inner independence. It's the moment when you no longer need to be understood to walk. That kingdom is not built with beautiful words, but with difficult decisions. A kingdom with customs doesn't let just anyone in. Time has a price. Kindness is offered to those who know how to value it, not to those who demand it. Those who don't put a price on their presence end up selling it off. Often what you call kindness is fear. Fear of rejection, of not being chosen, of being left alone. That's when you lower your guard and others cross over. Psychology confirms it. those who don't know how. To say no pay with anxiety, exhaustion, resentment. Saying yes to everyone is saying no to yourself. You swallow what you feel, you silence what you think, you sustain what should fall. No one respects those who betray themselves to fit in. Kindness without strategy is weakness. That's why Machiavelli sentenced it. If it can't be both, it's safer to be feared than loved. It's not terror, it's firmness, it's a presence that deters. It's a calm no that weighs more than 1,000 explanations. If you're not willing to disappoint some, you'll end up disappointing yourself. That's a slow emotional suicide. Every time you silence what you should say, you die a little. That's why setting limits is not selfishness, it's soul hygiene. The good news is that you can rewrite your standard today. It's not about becoming cold. It's about becoming selective. Whoever doesn't set a price ends up giving away what they can't recover. Power isn't about shouting, it's about being present with rules. True respect isn't born from giving everything, it's born from knowing how to say enough. That's why Machiavelli wrote that if one can't be loved and feared at the same time, it's safer to be feared, not referring to violence, but to boundaries. People don't respect those who always yield, they respect those who don't need to explain themselves, those who are silent yet still carry weight, those who can disappear without explanation because they are not begging to belong. You've spent too much time trying to be useful, present, a good person, paying with silences and absences in exchange for scraps of attention. It hurts because you believed giving everything was enough to buy love and loyalty. But humans forget the help, they don't forget the benefits, they remember more what they gained than what you lost to give it to them. And those who are always there become invisible. That's why one of the most powerful acts is a strategic withdrawal, not as punishment, but as an adjustment of value. Silence is scarcity, scarcity generates desire. Whoever rations their presence becomes unforgettable. Recovering your power begins with treating your presence as a luxury. Your time, your gaze, your listening, your energy are not tap water, they are relics. When you give everything away easily, you devalue your currency. When you're scarce, elevating one's filter is not about closing one's heart. When you understand your worth, no one can discount you. Respect is not demanded, it is projected through your decisions. The scarcity of your presence will do the rest. Those who are not willing to value you do not deserve access. This does not make you cruel, it makes you aware. A key that few master is knowing when to leave. Respect is not born from fighting to stay, but from leaving without drama. People feel entitled to you because you never close the door. You are always there, even when it hurts, even when you're ignored, even when you're not valued. He who withdraws in time leaves a mark, becomes an absence that weighs, a silence that makes uncomfortable, an echo that resonates. You cannot heal in the place where you were broken. If you stay, you will be remembered as the one always available. If you leave, you become unforgettable. When you value yourself, they will call you selfish. Hopefully, it's true. Hopefully, you're no longer the one who swallowed tears to avoid being a bother, the one who apologized for feeling, the one who gave love without reciprocity. Changing is not betraying yourself, it's returning to yourself. Shielding your soul is not hardening your heart, it's taking care of your home. Not everyone deserves access. Not everyone can handle your depth. Do not shrink to fit into inferior spaces. If your light is uncomfortable, do not turn it off. Step aside. Your new version does not apologize for existing. It does not justify itself for setting limits. It does not give up in the face of the need for approval. You did not come to be useful to everyone. You came to fulfill yourself. When you stand up as someone who does not beg for respect, you impose it with your way of being, with a firm gaze, with strategic silence, with decisions that do not back down. Something changes the day you stop explaining your limits. Those who demand explanation do not want dialogue, they want power. From that day on, you no longer react out of fear, nor respond out of anxiety. You observe, choose, remain silent, withdraw. This emotional control separates free souls from dependent ones. Those who shout are seeking external support. Those who remain silent with density stand alone. Real presence is the language that manipulators fear. No one can control someone who does not react. No one dominates someone who can leave. No one plays with someone who is no longer available for any game. It's not insensitivity, it's loyalty to yourself. Being there for everyone is being there for no one. Your sacred loyalty is to yourself. If that makes you difficult, rare, cold, welcome. What's rare is someone who respects themselves. On that respect, you will build your territory. Not an empty power, but inner authority. The power that shouts is fragile. The one that stands in silence is unbreakable. The respect that matters is not begged, it's imposed with presence. You are becoming someone who cannot be ignored, even if you never raise your voice. When you stop pursuing acceptance, the world sees you differently. You go from serving to existing, from begging to belong to designing your space. This attracts those who resonate with you and scares away those who lived off your energy. Only those who have chosen themselves can be truly chosen by others. The rest is dependency. You will tire of the version that can withstand everything. You will look back and wonder, who was I when I thought loving meant sacrificing myself? That version dies. Not out of rancor, but clarity. You don't need to punish anyone, just withdraw in peace. Your energy stops being arms and becomes a reserved gift. Those who do not appreciate do not access, not because you block them, but because you disappear. The sun does not argue, it stops shining where it does not flourish. From the outside, you will seem quieter, from within, cleaner. You are no longer indebted to everyone. You do not control how you're seen, you control how you treat yourself. When you stop explaining, reacting, pursuing, everything aligns. The soul breathes. You start choosing better, saying less, observing more. You learn to sustain solitude and discover it's not emptiness, it's purity. And then you no longer try to convince, you become an argument. You're not competing with anyone, just yourself. You know your vision will be uncomfortable. Your silence will be misinterpreted. Your value rises. This is the rule no one taught you. It's not the one who gives the most who wins, it's the one who knows when, how much, and to whom. Without reciprocity, the generous aren't admired, they are worn out. Want to measure who's worthy of you? Say no just once, reduce your availability, observe. Those who loved you out of convenience will disappear, those who said I understand you will call you selfish. Those who chose you will now judge you. They didn't love you, they needed you. That truth hurts, but it liberates, because love without respect is possession, it's a whim disguised as tenderness. And you're not here to function, you're here to exist with firmness. Respecting yourself is raising the cost of access to your world. Don't give away your time to those who don't return it, don't explain your value to those who've already doubted it, don't ask permission to be. Those who demand constant explanation don't want connection, they want control. Machiavelli knew this, the people's opinion is volatile, but respect, once conquered, resists the wind. The source of authority isn't brute force or brilliant intelligence, it's self-mastery. We live in an era of reactivity. Your absence will be judged, it no longer matters, the respect that counts is the one you give yourself when you decide not to betray yourself. This respect is not shouted or presumed, it is lived, sustained with your head held high and your heart at peace. Ultimately, there is no epic music or applause, just a quiet moment where you understand you were not losing others, you were recovering yourself. What you called rejection was redirection, what you called loneliness was cleansing, what broke was what could not accompany you to your next level. Sometimes the soul awakens with loss, not with love, but once awakened, it does not go back to sleep, you do not need revenge, noise, or explanations. Those who did not value you have lost the right to see you grow, because you did not come to beg for acceptance, you came to leave a mark of integrity. Those who rebuild themselves in private and then walk without justifying their step leave it. Your worth is not measured by how many times you were there for everyone, but by how many times you chose yourself when no one was applauding. Your power does not depend on how many admire you, but on how firm you remain in your center when everything around you shakes. Cross the threshold, do not return to a version that no longer represents you. You are not here to repeat your story, you are here to write a chapter that does not ask for permission, a chapter that combines kindness with strategy, love with limits, faith with presence, silence with edge. The world will continue to underestimate those who love in silence, but the day will come when they will not be able to ignore them. Your gaze will be enough to say, here I am, not to be loved, to be respected. Reduce your availability, change the time you respond, turn off the impulse to explain, put a price on your peace, design your border. Within a short time you will hear your own voice again, and when that happens, everything that once dominated you will lose power. Because no one manipulates someone who knows how to step away, no one uses someone who respects themselves, no one dominates someone who walks at their own pace. And now decide, either you go back to being comfortable for everyone or you become faithful to yourself. If you chose the second option, welcome to your new era. Keep your forehead high, your pulse cold, and your heart in its place. Remember, respect is not bought, it is imposed with presence.